Stonehenge. The stones are sinking into the ground over time, and Charles Darwin discovered it's because of earthworms. The Carrot House. It's the world's narrowest house. A 7-year-old could touch both walls at once and leave even more fingerprints. Cloud Gate. The beam is exactly twice as long as it is tall. The concept was inspired by liquid mercury. NEWBY-MCMAHON Building. Known as the world's littlest skyscraper, it's about the height of a phone pole. The Hollywood sign. It used to say Hollywood Land, but the last part was ditched in 1949. The Parthenon. It's gotten so much foot traffic over the centuries that the surrounding rocky ground is slippery smooth. Mount Rushmore faces. The sculptor used dynamite to remove pieces of the 5,725-foot mountain the faces are carved into. The Great Sphinx. Its eyes alone are 6 feet tall, and the whole thing used to be painted different colors. Oh, about 4 miles away, there's the Pretty Good Sphinx, but it's nothing special. Not really. The Louvre Pyramid. It has the same exact proportions as the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's a tribute to the museum's Egyptian antiques collection. The Avia Park Aquarium holds a world's record for the largest cylindrical aquarium. It's also in the biggest mall in Europe. The Tower of London. This is where the Queen of England keeps her 23,000 pieces of jewelry worth $25 billion. The Dancing House. The large, twisted metal structure on top of the building is named Mary, because reasons. Monument to the Equator. Ironically, the monument is about 800 feet from the actual equator. Oops. The windmills at KINDERDIJK. They were built to prevent flooding. Without them, 40% of the Netherlands would have been underwater long ago. The Lotus Temple. Inspired by the lotus flower, the temple has 9 pools around it to look as if it's floating on water. Lego Tower. It's the tallest structure built with Legos and took 550,000 bricks to complete. The Brooklyn Bridge. P.T. Barnum once marched 21 elephants across the bridge in 1884 to show how sturdy the structure was. Nothing written here as to who got the dirty job once the elephants left. St. Basil's Cathedral. The bright colors it's known for didn't decorate the walls until 200 years after its construction. The Colosseum. It could seat 50,000 spectators, and it was originally called the Flavian Amphitheater. Arc de Triomphe. Before the Arc was commissioned, the space it stands on was almost used to construct a giant elephant-shaped building. Hey, I'm sensing an elephant pattern here. Hagia Sophia. One of the most iconic examples of Byzantine architecture, most famous for its massive dome. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's 186 feet tall, though the low side is only 183 feet high. Neuschwanstein Castle. Yeah, it's the castle that inspired Disney's iconic Cinderella Castle. Too bad he didn't keep the name for the movie. Once there was a girl named Neuschwanstein. Okay, he was probably right. The Sakyamuni Pagoda. It's a world record holder for the tallest wooden pagoda, and it's the oldest wooden pagoda still standing in China. Back in the 60s, there was talk about building the SAKYAMUNI Pagoda, but it didn't work out. The Golden Gate Bridge. The bridge was supposed to be painted blue and yellow. The iconic orange hue was just a temporary primer, but the architect decided to keep it. Sydney Opera House. It's bigger than you can imagine. The Opera House has over 1,000 rooms inside that go through more than 15,000 light bulbs a year. The Taj Mahal. The name Taj Mahal means crown of palaces. Nearly half its height is in its huge onion dome. The Motherland Calls. Tallest statue of a woman in the world. Her sword alone is over 100 feet long. Flatiron Building. It was designed with that famous shape simply because it could fit the wedge-like space available. The offices in the tip are only 6 feet wide. The Statue of Liberty. The statue from foot to tip is 151 feet. Half her height comes from her pedestal. Lloyd's Building. They put the elevators on the outside of this futuristic-looking building to allow more space on the inside. Big Ben. Old Ben has seen the reigns of 6 monarchs, and yes, it's the name of the bell inside Elizabeth Tower. Atomium. The building's design is an iron molecule 150 billion times sized up. The tubes have staircases and escalators connecting exhibitions inside the spheres. 1 Times Square building. The interior of the building is no longer in use, but the billboard wall on the outside generates a yearly $23 million in ads. The Spire. The base is 10 feet in diameter and goes down to 6 inches at the tippy top. The London Eye. Europe's largest Ferris wheel has 32 capsules, numbered 1 to 12 and 14 to 33. No number 13 because, well, yeah. The Great Pyramid of Giza. When first built, the pyramids were polished smooth with white casing and probably reflected sunlight like giant jewels. Dubai Fountain. The largest dancing fountain in the world. It can spray 22,000 gallons of water in the air. Don't forget an umbrella. I-360 Tower. The super slender tower is supported by a foundation that reaches 6 stories underground. The Washington Monument. It's the tallest structure in D.C., and no building is allowed to be taller than the monument. The Gherkin. If you laid out all the glass windows, they'd take up 3 football fields, and each one of those 7,429 panes is washed by hand. The Statue of Unity. Took the title of the world's tallest statue from China's Spring Temple Buddha upon its completion in 2018. The Space Needle. It used to have a giant flame at the top that burned enough natural gas to heat 125 homes. Now they just cook marshmallows on it. The Turning Torso. Each of the 9 cubes is made up of 5 floors, and the space between them is also a floor. The Gateway Arch. It's the world's tallest arch, the tallest monument in the Western Hemisphere, and the tallest stainless steel monument in the world. WTC Mexico. The building has the largest revolving restaurant in the world. It could fit almost 2 basketball courts. The Rostamani Maze Tower. The world's largest vertical maze can fit 8 basketball courts. Angkor Wat. The building is 7 times bigger than the U.S. Capitol. It could almost fit the entire country of Monaco. The MAHAL Viaduct. It's the world's tallest bridge. Drivers can sometimes enjoy a view of the clouds below. Jinping Hydropower Station. And now the tallest dam. It's almost twice the height of the Washington Monument. The Shard. Yes, it was modeled after a shard of glass, and this one has enough panes to make 8 football fields. Jeddah Fountain. Tallest fountain in the world. The water sprays out from it going over 200 miles per hour to reach that height. The Chrysler Building. It remains the tallest brick building in the world. The lobby alone is 3 stories high. Burj Al Arab Hotel. The shape was inspired by the sail of a ship. It's also been dubbed the world's only 7-star hotel. The Eiffel Tower. It took over 18,000 metal parts, 2.5 million rivets, and 40 tons of paint to complete the job. The tower gets a fresh coat of paint every 7 years. Amazon Tall Tower Observatory. It's the tallest structure in South America and serves as a research facility that measures the atmosphere. Ryongnyong Hotel. It's the world's tallest unoccupied building. It's twice the height of the Great Pyramid. The Givora Hotel. It's the tallest hotel in the world. Imagine the view from the luxury spa on the 71st floor. The Nador Transmitter. It's the tallest structure on the continent of Africa. .432 Park Avenue holds a Guinness record for the tallest residential building. It holds 104 apartments starting at just $7 million. The Empire State Building. It was constructed in record time. Thousands of builders finished it in a little over a year. Petronas Towers. From above, the towers are shaped like 8-point stars. The connective sky bridge makes them form a giant M. Oriental Pearl Tower. It has 11 spheres of different sizes, the top one being dubbed the Space Module. Taipei 101. The building is incredibly efficient. It blocks UV rays and 50% of outside heat. Willis Tower, formerly Sears Tower. Its base takes up an entire city block in Chicago. Ostankino Tower. It's the tallest structure in Europe for over 50 years running. One World Trade Center. On a clear day, you can see 80 miles into New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. CN Tower. There's a glass floor 113 stories high in the observation tower. Don't worry, it can withstand the weight of 35 moose. What, no elephants? Canton Tower. If you're not impressed by the spectacular view, the tower also has the highest 4D movie theater. Burj Al Bait Hotel Tower. It has the world's largest clock face. The Arc de Triomphe could almost fit in it. KVLY TV mast. It's the tallest broadcasting mast in the world and the tallest structure in North America. Shanghai Tower. Home to the world's fastest elevator. You can reach the 119th floor in under a minute. Whew, my stomach would arrive later, I think. Tokyo Sky Tree. It's the tallest tower in the world, twice the height of the Eiffel Tower. The Burj Khalifa. Currently the title holder for the world's tallest structure. If it were laid flat, it would take you 12 minutes to walk its height. And that brings our total to 53,253 feet. That's 10 miles. Longer than the Great Wall? Nah, not even close. It's 13,000 miles long. To the moon? Forget about it. Our superstructure wouldn't even reach space, and that's only 60 miles up. But we did end up with something 1.5 times the depth of the Mariana Trench and twice the height of Mount Everest.